Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and I am so genuinely thrilled to be back today with a belated sneak peek unboxing from Diamond Art Club. Thank you to Diamond Art Club for sending these over. These were both recent new releases from DAC. There have been some delays with shipments, but these did arrive, and while they are both currently out of stock, I will link to these individual listings below. Hopefully this video will at least be helpful so that you can decide if you want to add it to your wish list. I always recommend doing that. Sign up for back in stock email notification so that you find out if and when these do get restocked. So we're going to be taking a look at Cozy Cats by Miss Holly today, along with Take a Break by Art by Julia. We're going to start with Cozy Cats. If you're wanting to skip ahead and just watch the Take a Break part of this video, it's totally fine. If you're interested in hearing me do things like show the toolkit and talk about some of those basic features from DAC, I'm mostly just going to cover that in the Cozy Cats one and then not repeat myself for Take a Break. But yeah, so if you're wanting to see that part of the video and find that about DAC, if you're not familiar, stick around at least for that part of Cozy Cats. Okay? All right, let me move this one off to the side. And here is Cozy Cats by Miss Holly. I am obsessed with this. I am on such a room scene kick lately, and cats as well. Between this and the Art by Julia's that have been coming out, the other Miss Hollies, Diamond Art Club is hitting my style perfectly. It's a problem. This, though, is going to be chock full of details, so we are going to have a pretty big size of 98.8 by 69.9 centimeters, along with square diamonds to give us as much detail as possible. We're looking at 89 colors in total, including 1 AB and 6 fairy dust. We'll go over all of those together when we're looking at the diamonds in a little bit. On the back of the box, they do put some info about how to diamond paint if you are new to the craft. I will also have some beginner videos linked below. Oops, sorry about that. If you're interested, they can get you started with some demos for diamond painting. Kit contents, we are going to go over all of this together today. And then just FYI, at the end of the box, they do tell you what the kit is. I feel like it's for practical reasons with storage. Depending on how you store your paintings, you probably are just looking at the end of the box, not the front of it, and so it's handy to be able to tell what a kit is without having to pull it all the way out. Now, if you are brand new to Diamond Art Club and thinking of making your first purchase with them, whether it's one of these kits when they restock or something else on their website, and if you'd like to save 20% off your first purchase, I do have a 20% off code you're welcome to use. It is just my name, Katie, Katie. This is kind of stuck in there. Come on. Okay, Katie, and the number 20. That is an affiliate code, so I may make a small commission if you choose to use it. That said, there's never any pressure, but thank you so much if you do. Oh my gosh, this is not normally how this goes. I am gonna have, a real time of packing that back up after this, aren't I? Maybe that means I'm just gonna have to kit it up right away. I don't know. Okay, let's take a look first at the toolkit and see what we're working with here. So Diamond Art Club's toolkits, I feel like, have some nice upgrades from your basic run-of-the-mill diamond painting toolkit. They call this a twist and pick pen. It is a little more ergonomic than a basic like stick pink pen. It also comes preloaded with their clear wax. You just give it a twist and the wax will start coming out the end. This is barely already well on its way. And if you happen to run out of what's already loaded in there, which there's quite a lot, you could twist it the opposite direction. This will come apart. You can pull that out and load more wax in there. They give you extra. This whole extra thing. Even on a big canvas like this, that should be plenty. Okay, on the other end, they give you a multi-placer. It's a 4-placer specifically, and they include separately a 7-placer. So this is removable. You could swap that in. And then if you want, they also give you some of their classic pink heart wax. Just make sure you peel back that plastic film before you try to load this up. And then bag of baggies. You can store some leftover diamonds in these. And then my favorite of their toolkit upgrades is their tray. This is a lot bigger than a standard tray. It's like bigger than the palm of my hand. I like to multi-place, and on big kits like this, a tray like this is pretty handy. It comes with a removable stopper along with a sliding lid, and they are stackable. There's these cutouts at the top and bottom, so if you have multiples of these, you can stack them, put sticker labels on the end, basically be kitted up into them, and can work on your painting that way. Let's see, what's my Treasure Quest card luck going to be like? Bronze. It's really fully what I expect at this point, frankly, which is fine. Let's talk about this briefly. This is what's called a Treasure Quest card, and this is part of a secondary rewards program at Diamond Art Club. Their standard rewards program is points-based and is pretty generous, I feel like, and you can earn like coupons basically or other things that you can redeem your rewards points for. This is in addition to that. It's on top of it. The card that you get is going to be random. They each have a rank. The artwork will not be random. The rank of your card will be random. This is a bronze card. It says on the back, bronze. There's also silver, gold, and black, but bronze is by far the most common. If you got this kit or get it in the future, you're likely to get a bronze, but you could get one of the others. If you scratch this off here, there's a redemption code, and if you go to the QR code here, you can go to the Treasure Quest redemption part of the website and redeem your codes for things like a custom diamond painting or Diamond Art Club gift cards. So I have a video where I demoed and kind of walked through that process. If you're curious, I'll have that linked below too. On the inside of this envelope, there's some helpful stuff. I just wanted to point out that they do have a VIP Facebook group and they do have a mobile app. This is a set of, well, it's all sticker labels. Here is the original artwork. I wanted to get you a better look at that since the front of the box, it was so small, but look at how cute this is. There's so many adorable chubby cats. I love them. This is so adorable the way. I'm going to be so tempted to kit this up right away. I have multiple whips. What's one more? 89 colors. This is a set of sticker labels. So, got the DMC code in the right-hand column. This comes from the DMC brand of floss, like in cross stitch. Most diamond painting companies use this color code system. Special drills are at the end. Z is fairy dust, AB is AB, and we have a lot of 6000s range colors in this kit, it looks like. 6000s range colors are actually not part of the DMC. Those are actually colors that DAC has created to fill gaps in the DMC color code system. I know, DMC, DAC. I hope you're tracking with me here. And I really appreciate that Diamond Art Club has added those colors in because it lets them match the original artwork more closely, which, I mean, who doesn't want that, right? Look at how cute this is. Okay, this is big. This is really big. I promise I'll get you a better look at it. I want to work on it right away. Oh my gosh, you guys, I want to work on it right away. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna roll it backwards real quick. While I am doing this, if you would like to see the whole thing in frame, because I'm not gonna be able to easily fit that just here like this, I will pop a picture up on the screen. You can see the whole canvas and all of its adorable glory. And then here we go. So kind of give you looks at different parts of this. Her face is cute. You know, I saw some people in the comment section of the social media post for this one, I feel like saying they weren't sure about how her face was rendered. I think it looks really adorable. I don't know. It suits Miss Holly's artwork, I feel like. Oh, love the cats. Oh my gosh. This is so ridiculously adorable. I can't. Oh my gosh. This is like it's like the second or third Miss Holly kitty cat scene that's come out. Was it Cat Cafe was the other one for the anniversary of that one too, and it's just ridiculously adorable. Okay, I need all of them. Let's talk features though. I am going to do my best to focus. It has been a minute since I've done a Diamond Art Club sneak peek or first look, whatever, you know, either way. I feel out of practice. So bear with me, you guys. We have their branding up there at the top. Do It Makes You Sparkle, Diamond Art Club. And then the canvas material itself. So it is, well, it's really soft on the back. They call it tarpaulin, I believe. Velvet tarpaulin. And then they have poured glue. I'm going to call that pretty sticky. And we've got I'd say a decently thick plastic cover with perforated edges. And so if you want to work within dedicated sections, you can do that. We have legends at the top left as well as at the bottom right. But a canvas this large, I'm definitely going to suggest making use of those sticker labels. I think it will save you a lot of time and effort. At the bottom left, we have the title, the size, and copyright. So this piece is legally licensed. That means that the artist has both given permission for the use of this artwork by Diamond Art Club, to make a diamond painting and is being compensated for it as well. And that's the case with all of Diamond Art Club's pieces. Here we have their socials and yet another discount code. And your kit, this canvas is large enough to be a little unwieldy, comes with a lifetime warranty. So as long as you are the original person that purchased the kit, you're covered under that lifetime warranty, which includes things like if you were to run out of a drill color, you can contact customer support and they could take you from there. Looking up close, I always like to try to get a sense for what's the color blocking versus confetti look like in various kits. This one has a decent amount of color blocking. I'll get you a good example here in a moment. This will work. Color blocking is where you have a big chunk of the same color like you have here, so you can use your multi-placer to zip through that. You'll also have that color in your tray for longer, so areas like that tend to go more quickly. The opposite of color blocking is confetti. There's a little bit of it in some of the details here. Confetti is when you're doing more single placing. There's, more variety in terms of colors in a small area. So the upside to confetti, though, is that you typically are getting more detail and more color blending. So a nice mix of both is my personal preference when I'm working on a diamond painting. Tons of color blocking here in the window and in the background. I would say this is a decently color blocking heavy piece. But the details on the shelves and in some of the cats does have some confetti. So this is the kind of artwork, the kind of canvas that I personally am going to enjoy working on because I get both. Because with color blocking, you get the satisfaction of, okay, this is going fast. I'm making a lot of progress really quickly. But confetti, you're getting to see these really detailed objects come to life in front of your eyes. We're about 99 centimeters that way. We're listed as 98.8. And then this way we're at almost 70 centimeters and we're listed as 69.9. So we're gonna call that true to size. Now let's talk diamonds. Here's our color palette. I would say that's pretty colorful. I mean, it's the peaches and pinks and stuff. But then we got a nice mix of there's blues and greens and stuff in here. So it looks like a happy color palette to work with. Oh, there's a little straggler pack in there. Okay. Well, we'll start with our little straggler pack right after I show you this color spread. All right, so this is unusual. It happens sometimes, but usually don't have just one single solitary pack. That said, this single solitary pack happens to be one of our special drills. So Z is the code that they use for fairy dust diamonds, and fairy dust diamonds have what looks like a fine glitter coating on the tops of the diamonds. It's going to give it a subtle shimmery or pearlescent sheen. It's going to stand out from the other drills a bit, but it's not going to be as in your face as ABs, which there's one AB color in this one, but mostly fairy dust for our special drills. So I'll show you the rest when we get to them. These are not in DMC order. They're roughly in order of weight or the amount of diamonds that there are. So we're starting with these ones we have a lot of. These are square drills. In my opinion, Diamond Art Club square drills are some of the very best on the market. I find them to be really consistent in size and shape and very minimal on the trash. I will elaborate on that in just a second. First, we have another fairy dust diamond. This is Z3326. This is a pale pink fairy dust diamond. You can see the glittery effect on the tops there. And we'll go together through the canvas to see where each of these special drill colors goes once we get through looking at all the colors. Okay, so trash diamonds are diamonds that have tabs sticking off the side or are otherwise unusable. And hold that thought once more. We have another fairy dust diamond, actually 3 bags of this color, Z3752. It's this really pretty pale blue. 3 big bags of that one. Curious where that's gonna go. Maybe in the shelves, or the chair. It's quite a lot. Anyway, trash diamonds. It's drills that you just, for whatever reason, can't use. It matters when it comes to square drills in particular, because by nature, square drills sit flush up against each other on all sides. So if there's a drill that has a tab sticking off the side, and you try to place it, and then you put a drill next to it, there's not going to be space for it. That little tab's going to push it out of the way, and often make it pop up off the canvas. And this is not something I typically run into with DAC's diamonds. Here we have our one and only AB that's in this kit. Now, AB stands for Aurora Borealis. These ones get their name from the northern lights and have a very sparkly iridescent coating on the top. It is definitely going to stand out more than fairy dust diamonds do. It's definitely popping a bit more, and it's going to maybe even grab some of the colors of the drills around it. So it's light blue. Again, I guess blue is just the name of the game when it comes to special drills in this one. I'll be really curious to see where that one goes. I don't know, with artwork like this where it feels a little softer, a little bit more muted, do you feel like it makes sense that it's mostly fairy dust diamonds? I think I like that. Only one way to find out how it'll look finished though. Should I kit it up? I'm so tempted. Okay, Z602. We have this really pretty pink color of fairy dust. And I think, do we have one more or was that it? I don't remember. Oh no, we have two more. I think these are probably it though. Let's see. Z826, that's a really rich blue color. Occasionally you'll get stragglers like that. You can see the fairy dust coating on these a little easier than the other colors. The darker the fairy dust color, the more you can see that glitter effect, that pearlescent look. And then Z3856, it's like an ivory kind of color. I think that's it for fairy dust. I could be wrong though. We might have one more in the mix. Oh my goodness. So many strands. Okay. So we're getting to the colors that we have just the smallest amounts of. I don't know. How would you kit this up? When it comes to the way that Diamond Art Club puts their drills and strands, where you know which colors you have the least and the most of, would you start with the biggest containers or with the smallest? I don't know. Depends on the mood I'm in. I think I've done it both ways. All right, give me a quick sec to look at the canvas ahead of you and see where these special drills will be found, just to save us a little time, and I'll be right back. All right, let's start over here in this bottom corner, and we'll gradually work our way around. First up, that light blue fairy dust that we had 3 bags of is going to be one of the light blue colors in the shelves. So it's actually the example of color blocking I gave you at the beginning. So it's this light blue color through here. It's through these panels over here. And then we actually have, if you see the light lines, yeah, you can see that in the little mark here. That's actually our light blue AB. So lots of special drills in there. And then there's some of that darker blue fairy dust is in this yarn ball, and then a bunch of the string that's coming along here. And then we have that pink fairy dust color is this particular light pink color in the rug, including as we're going over here. I guess we'll go across the bottom and then come back up. Then we have that darker, like more vibrant pink color that is in this yarn ball right here. And then we have some of the light pink in the flower over here. That's a light pink fairy dust sprinkled through there. More of the light blue fairy dust along with the light blue AB, doing these outlines again. Oh, I did miss over here. This mouse is the more brown toned, we'll call it a beige. So we'll call this one beige and the other one will be ivory. There were 2 fairy dust colors that were close to each other. This is the light beige fairy dust is in this mouse. Let's come back over here. We do have a little patch of the more ivory colored fairy dust just right here. And okay, nothing in her skirts that I see. Some of these I had a hard time really picking out. Apologies. So over here, the marks on this book, these are going to be the ivory fairy dust color. It's also the marks on this book. There's also some of the darker blue fairy dust that make up this actual book. And then we have a little bit of the light pink fairy dust and like this spot right here. And I expected there to be that darker pink fairy dust in the book, but it's not. It is, however, in the flowers behind her head. And then oh, never mind. Oh, yes. Okay. The barrette in her hair has some of the light blue fairy dust, which is really pretty. And sprinkled in this frame, we have a little bit of light blue AB. And then coming up here to the top. Okay. So this kind of lighter color on the spines of these books. We have some of the ivory fairy dust color. We have some of the light blue fairy dust in these two books. And this moon and stars, that's the more brown toned fairy dust, and it's over here in this corner right here as well. And then this pink, is that a frame or a book? That's the light pink fairy dust. And then this planter, this pink patch is light pink fairy dust too. All right, let's make our way across. Let me check these guys here really quick. So there's a little bit of the light blue fairy dust and these light blue, oh, glare, sorry. The light blue colors here are light blue fairy dust. But otherwise, no other special drills that I'm seeing here. Let's go over to this bookshelf though. Starting down here, there's actually a fair number of special drills in here. So let's start kind of down here. We have that darker pink, the really vibrant pink in these books. And then some of these lines are, this is the ivory toned fairy dust. And then these ones are the beige toned fairy dust. Ivory toned fairy dust, ivory toned fairy dust, beige fairy dust, beige fairy dust, beige fairy dust, ivory fairy dust. You get the idea. Beige fairy dust in those colors. We have the light pink fairy dust. There's a line of it here. It's in this patch of pink here. A line of it here. Then we have some of the light blue fairy dust in this book. We also have a line of the light blue fairy dust continuing up the frame of the shelf. And there's a line of it also on this shelf and then up here on this shelf. And then this here is the light blue fairy dust too. Did I mention this one having the darker pink fairy dust? I think I did. And then there's patches of the light blue fairy dust in here. Lines of the light pink fairy dust in that vase. And then is this a cat toy, I think? There's some of the darker pink fairy dust in there. There's some of the beige fairy dust here in those colors. Darker pink fairy dust here, darker pink fairy dust right there at the top of the cactus. Lines of the beige fairy dust in this one. And an outline of the pink, dark pink fairy dust here and a bunch in this book. And then some of the beige toned fairy dust in the spines of these books. And then we've got some of the light pink fairy dust in here. And then there's a little patch of the beige fairy dust at the end of this curtain. Well, yeah, at the end of the curtain rod. Okay, well, that special drill placement is really pretty. I like the sparkle throughout. The light blue in the bookshelves will, I think, give it a little bit of extra shimmer without being too much. At least that's my opinion. But what do you guys think? How do you feel about the special drills in this one? Man, one of these Miss Holly cat kits, I feel like is going to end up in my whip rotation sooner rather than later. This is so cute. You know what? If I can't get it packed back up, I might have to kit it up. But let me know. Did you guys grab this one? Is it on your wish list for someday? I always look forward to hearing what you guys think of these kits too. So let me just pop this over to the side and let's next go ahead and take a look at Take a Break. I have to ask, are any of you guys Hamilton fans? Because I swear every time I see the name of this, even though it has nothing to do with it, I think of the song. It's called Take a Break, right? Anyway, it's the line in the song anyway. It just keeps getting stuck in my head. Okay. This is so freaking adorable. If you've been around my channel for a minute, you know that I have been talking ad nauseum about how I've been waiting for the Art by Julia cat artwork. Like the ducks are cute and all, not as much my cup of tea as the cats. So we're finally getting these cats rolling out, but there's been so many. It's a problem. This is so cute though. This is 55.6 by 70.7 centimeters. I feel like this is maybe on the smaller side for a lot of Art by Julia's kits at DAC. And for a change, it's round drills. If I'm remembering right, most of the kits Diamond Art Club has from her have squares. 73 colors, including 2 ABs, 1 iridescent, and 4 fairy dust. 51,000 diamonds in this one. Another one that I just want to kit up right away. Man, so many good kits lately. How-tos on the back, you know all that good stuff. Again, take a peek at the beginning of the unboxing of the last kit if you want to hear all the breakdown and details. And then there's the image at the end. So let's go ahead and pop this open. And I need to know, while I'm opening this up, please tell me, are you a fellow room scene fan that has just seen your wallet decimated by all of these really dreamy room scenes that have been coming out lately? The Art by Julia's, the Miss Holly's. I am just like, there's some Marigona Sulis. I just got in one from them that released, it's like a bookshelf from a few weeks back. It's a problem. I'm telling you what. Toolkit, same as the last one. We're going to skip going over it for this particular kit. Let's see what our Treasure Quest card is. It is bronze. I live in hope that some days it will not be, but this is still really cute. So we've got Take a Break, bronze card, all the details about Treasure Quest cards, how to redeem, you'll find at a link below inside of the pamphlet. And there's our original artwork, this cat. Oh my gosh. Now, is that technically a calico? It's just white with brown spots. I originally thought it was a calico, but I don't see any black spots along with it. So I don't know, but it's really cute. Okay, color palette, a little bit more like earth toned, it seems. 73 colors. Z for fairy dust, L for iridescent, AB's here, some 6000s range colors, and otherwise set of pre-cut sticker labels with the DMC code in the columns. All right, I need to see this canvas. I've had a few other kits come in. I've thought about doing a little bit of a Diamond Art Club haul of some different kits I've bought over the past like 6 months. There's just a small handful of them. And I'm considering doing that. There's like 1 or 2 Art by Julia's in there. So stay tuned for that. Let me roll this backwards. And I think I'll be able to get you a pretty good look at it here. Look at the cute kitty. Oh my gosh. I'll take a break desk. That's cats for you, right? Just right on top of the computer. My cat likes to skip like my little tuxedo void kitty that sometimes will pop in and do cameos. Never on command, of course. Never when it's perfectly timed, really. But he likes to be, we joke, he's a business cat. If I have my computer set up and I walk away from my chair, he'll hop up on the chair and he'll just sit there and look at my computer like he's conducting business, very serious business. Okay, let's take a quick peek at features on this one. We've got the usual suspects as far as branding, canvas material. What I really care about with canvas material is it nice to, oh, that's really sticky. Is it nice to diamond paint on? Does it lay flat well? Do I like the weight of it? And DAC's canvases fit the bill for me. Perforated, thick plastic covers, legends at the top left, bottom right. This is licensed artwork as well. Like I said, all of Diamond Art Club's kits are licensed from the artist, so Art by Julia has given permission for the use of this artwork and is being compensated. Socials, discount code, and lifetime warranty. Now looking up close at this one, the drill field for round drills looks pretty similar to squares. There's really, really faint circles on there to help you with placement. They, several years back now, updated their round drill fields. They used to have more distinct circles, like white circles for all of their round symbols, but moved away from that. So this almost looks like a square drill field, but it's not. Now down here we do have more confetti, so more color changes in a small area. You'll be doing some more single placing to get those details. But when we get up here into the sky, this is great practice for multi-placing. This is all just one giant block of this blue color. I will be curious to see how many bags of that one we have. If you would like to see a video where I do kind of a how-to and some tips for multi-placing, I will have one linked below for you. You're welcome to take a look. I love multi-placing. I feel like it really helps with my diamond painting experience. I like being able to move quickly, especially when there's a bunch of color blocking like that. You can even single place with a multi-placer, which is fun. Okay, we're almost 70 centimeters that way. We're listed as 70.7. I didn't lay this perfectly flat though that way, so. And then 55 and a bit. We're listed as 55.6. I will call that true to size as well. All right, let's look at these diamonds. You can see that blue sky color, not as prominent as you might think. They do put the title on a sticker here, just in case you store these separate from the canvas and outside the box they came in. All right, oops. This is so funny. 2 kits in a row with a random straggler pack. This is normally something I do not see with DAC kits except in very rare instances. So to have 2 with a random straggler pack back to back, okay, we'll see if this is a new trend, I suppose. So our sky blue color, it looks like we have 4 bags, and it's DMC 518. And then probably some of our cloud colors. Now, round drills, if you didn't know, are slightly larger than square drills. It's just a few tenths of a millimeter, but it does make a or centimeter, right? Yes, millimeter, whatever. It's a small amount that makes a difference. I'm telling you. Today was my kid's first day of school, and I swear I'm still just like brain fogged all to heck. But since they are a little bit bigger than round drills, you need fewer of them in the same amount of square centimeters of squares. Okay, first special drill is the 739. It's an ivory fairy dust. Just as a really quick reminder, fairy dust diamonds have a pearlescent effect. It looks like someone just brushed a fine glitter coating on the tops of those diamonds. And yeah, I'm kind of, oh, hold on. Here we have our iridescent color, L444. Iridescent is the name that Diamond Art Club gives to their drills that have almost a crystal-like effect. So they have this mirror backing that goes flat on the canvas, covers up the drills, and helps with the reflective, sparkly quality of these. And then we've got kind of that semi-transparent looking effect. So we have a pretty yellow iridescent color. You don't see iridescence in every DAC kit. They save it for when it really suits the artwork really well. Here we've got back-to-back, first an AB 906. So we've got that really sparkly iridescent coating that stands out quite a bit. And then we have a fairy dust diamond Z721 right next to it. And you can really see the difference side by side, how much more subtle the fairy dust diamonds are. I feel like they stand out from regular diamonds. They're just not in your face. But fairy dust are actually don't tell the others, they're my favorite of the special drill types. Here we've got AB 3078, so a pale yellow. And I find that Diamond Art Club's round drills are really sparkly. They almost have like a twinkly effect when they're on the canvas. And they're really faceted. So that's what gives them, I feel like, their really sparkly effect. Here we've got Z907, so we've got a lime green fairy dust. And then Z666, it's like a bright true red fairy dust color. That might, I never managed to keep count as we go. That might have been the last special drill. But let's check our last strand here. 73 colors. All these we have just the tiniest amounts of. I'm guessing these are just for the little details on the desk. Yeah, no other special drills. Diamond Art Club typically gives you a decent amount of extra drills in case you, I don't know, had any trash drills or anything like that. They usually give you plenty of extra for what it's worth. I'm going to take a quick peek to find the special drills. I'll be right back. All right, so we have a lot. And of course, it's mostly going to be kind of starting down here, especially. As a quick refresher, we had 2 ABs. We had a kind of medium dark toned green AB and a light yellow AB. We had 4 fairy dust, a red, an orange, an ivory, and a light green. And then we had 1 iridescent diamond that was a yellow color. So first we have our orange fairy dust, which is this medium toned orange color in here. There's a line of that yellow iridescent on the top of this orange. And then this yellow line is yellow iridescent. This yellow line is yellow iridescent, as is this star. This line right here. These stars over here. This line right here. Let's just cover all the yellow iridescence down here while we're here. It's easy. These stars, I feel like stars are such a good and like obvious in a good way spot for iridescence. The light yellow that's in the tops of these flowers, there's like 2 here and like 6 there, a couple right there. There's some light yellow through this like spiral. There's a line of it that's the yellow iridescent, and then the little hat on top of this bear is the yellow iridescent. These stars are yellow iridescent. This tape is yellow iridescent, and then we have more in like these stars and this tape there. That might not, oh, there's a little bit more at the top, but we'll save that. Coming back down here. So let's do next the green AB, because that's really jumping out at me. This green line here on the computer is green AB. More up there. I thought there was more green down here. I'm imagining things. It's fine. Now let's do the light yellow AB is this light color in the cake. And then we have some cherry fairy dust here and that little fruit that's on the top there. And then on the cat's back here, there's a bunch of the ivory fairy dust, as well as this patch right here. And then this on the side of his face. And then in the camera, the color difference between these two isn't super obvious, but there is a slight color difference, and there's an ivory fairy dust all through here. There's a line of the light yellow AB just right here. And then on the computer screen, this window up here is ivory fairy dust, and there's one single yellow iridescent just in the corner right there. We have some of the orange fairy dust, this light orange color right here. And just checking to see, there was not a blue special drill in this one. This color over here is that ivory fairy dust. Wait, is that right? Yes. Okay. There's lines of the ivory fairy dust going up the curtains right here. And then there's bits of that light yellow AB. How's it look in camera? Okay, you can kind of see it. You see these little like lines right here? Oh, that's like the light through the window maybe. There's lines of it. That's the light yellow AB. There's like little curves of it. Little patch right there too. This paper that's taped on here, this paper is all made up of the ivory fairy dust color. And I thought that might be the red fairy dust, but it is not. I almost said the wrong thing. Let's hop over here. Okay, we've got a line of the yellow iridescent right here. And then a patch of the ivory fairy dust here. And then there's, this is kind of in the window frame. There's a line of ivory fairy dust going all the way up. And then these flowers are the light yellow AB. And then we have some orange fairy dust in the orange flowers. And there's red fairy dust in these flowers, this flower, and then this flower. Orange fairy dust over here. And then the dark green is one of the darker greens is going to be the green AB. And then we finally have some of our first light green fairy dust. That's the one special drill we hadn't otherwise seen yet. So line of light green fairy dust right there. The yellow patches you see on the sides of these leaves, that's the yellow iridescent color. And then we have this light green is the light green fairy dust. And there's bits of the green AB. It's not the darkest green. It's kind of right next to the green fairy dust. So there's those special drills all throughout those leaves. These are big patches of the green AB there. Okay. Just taking a quick peek to see. I have this feeling that I'm missing some. As always, I'll just give the disclaimer that, yeah, I probably missed some, but hopefully that will be a happy surprise for you when you're working on it maybe. And you can always come back to the comments and let me know, like, hey, here was another spot you missed that had some special drills. But I like the special drills in this one. I think the yellow iridescent, which that's, again, a unique one to see. You don't see that in a ton of Diamond Art Club kits, the iridescent color, I mean. I love that they found a chance to use an iridescent in this one. And I think it's going to work for the original artwork, like where the stars are and where that kind of bright yellow color is. And the other special drills I think will be really good too. Where the light's glinting off the cat, that's the ivory fairy dust. So yeah, where the light is hitting is where you see a lot of those, like the light hitting on the frame and stuff like that being special drills. Yeah, I like it. All right, this is so cute. This is one of the cutest, happiest unboxings I've done in a while between this one and the Miss Holly kit we looked at first. So this is again called Take a Break by Art by Julia. No ducks in this one, but if you're a cat fan, rejoice. We're finally getting some more of Art by Julia's cats. But this is the part where I ask you guys for your thoughts, as well as, did you snag these? Are they on your wish list for someday, or ones you're just going to enjoy vicariously through others? Like I mentioned at the beginning, I will link to each of these listings below since they have already released. Both did sell out, though I noticed both stayed in stock a little bit longer than some of the faster selling out releases of past weekends. So hopefully things are kind of evening out and more people are able to get their hands on their must-haves. But I highly suggest and recommend signing up for back in stock notifications and adding these to your wish list if you're wanting them, if you want to purchase them on a restock, because DAC has said they look at these numbers to determine if and when and how many of these kits to restock. So hopefully this one will be back soon if you missed out on it. I do hope that this video was helpful, or at least, entertaining. If you did enjoy it and would like to see more from me, please consider liking and subscribing. I do all diamond painting videos here, including unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies, weekly whip-in shots if you want some company while you're crafting, and other diamond painting how-tos and tutorials. Either way though, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing very, very well. Have a day and a week as wonderful as you are, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye, guys.